morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. And I already know I don't come on at this time. But you know what? I come on when I feel like it. But I want to thank everybody that popped in already. I know nobody's in the chat yet, so I don't have to read that out. But I did want to give you some quick updates. I will not be doing a stream today at 5 p.m. So please check out my Aunt Speaks today at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. That's what I'll be doing. I may be driving at the time, but I'll still be listening. So hopefully you all can tune in as well. Looks like my favorite YouTuber is part of the conversation. You know, my aunt's right up there with her. So her and Nifa, there's another young lady joining the conversation. And it looks like they're talking about David Banner, talking about should black people be more racist. So, I mean, you know, it's provocative. I'm looking forward to it. So I can't wait to hear what the ladies have to say. So the link will be in the chat. Let me see. I did not copy the link, man. I am a failure. Forgive me, everybody. Truth. What up, bro? All right. Also, tomorrow, update on tomorrow. I was originally planning to reschedule my Wednesday show for Thursday. So I will not be doing that. My Wednesday show will be going to next Monday, and I'll rearrange my calendar and everything. So tomorrow, AR and One Minisphere are going live at 7 p.m. So I'm just not even going to come on at 5. I'm just going to be over there supporting when they go live, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. I scheduled, let me see, April 4th is the day my Wednesday show of this week. What was it about? Choosing Sides. So Choosing Sides will be pushed back to Monday the 4th. And going forward channel-wise, just so you know what to expect, because I already kind of feel how this week went, I'm going to commit for sure. I will be here on Mondays at 5 p.m. That is set and stable. I will be here as long as I'm physically able and in my right mind. I will communicate any changes to the schedule again like I'm doing now. So as long as you watch, you'll be informed. You won't be caught off guard. But again, unless there's a family emergency, I'm in the hospital or I done expired, I will be here Mondays at 5. Everything else will be kind of in flux, or as I pop in, have a conversation with somebody like the one-on-one with AR on Friday, which I also need to mention. Friday at noon Eastern Time, AR doing a 1v1. So I do want you to pull up for that because I think it'll be interesting. You'll see the questions I'm asking him will be a little different than what you've seen on the other platforms he's done an interview on. So I definitely wanted to pick his brain because he has a long history of doing interviews. So I definitely wanted to get into his head a little bit. Interview the interviewer. You know, who interviews the interviewer? All right. But today, what we're going to be doing, OG Patrice, during yesterday's live stream, had brought up Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's post. So what I want to do is kind of parse that post, like pick it apart to identify the different perspectives that he jumps in and out of. And that's what we all do. He jumps in and out of different perspectives, and it actually causes miscommunication at times. And it caused a lot of pushback from a lot of people on the panel. OG Patrice agreed to it in most parts, but a lot of people have problems with what he said to some degree. But it's because we all have these competing perspectives. Sometimes a lot of them are in our heads. Like we say we wear different hats. But sometimes he said, see, True said Kareem is BS. Yeah, but again, we're going to go through that because I don't think he's BS. He just has different perspectives. And some of his perspectives are almost in direct conflict with each other. But that's a problem a lot of us have. We're not even self-aware, and we don't see how what we're saying from sentence to sentence can sometimes be contradictory. Like OG Patrice called out Yella for something he said, and sometimes they didn't even contradict. We didn't fully understand the context of what they were saying. So that's kind of the vein I'm coming from today. But this is, again, an extension of, I know, you guys are burnt out on Will and Jada. It's slapping you on the face. But because that's what Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is talking about, that's kind of what we'll be talking about. So I want to go through this post one of my friends shared on Facebook. He said, for the past few days, I've read a ridiculous amount of takes and perspectives on the Will Smith-Chris Rock incident. My conclusion? Every last one of us interpreted that situation based on our own thoughts, desires, experiences, and traumas. I think it would be wise to take a deep dive into our own personal interpretations of and feelings about that incident. There's information about ourselves and our response to that we may not have been aware of. So yes, See, True says, especially his perspective is BS. Everything ain't worth consideration. And see, that's where you and I differ. Because see, I think everything should be up for consideration. All things considered. Because that grows you as a person. If you can look and examine anything, you can grow from that. Even if it just firms up where you are. Like I've considered that. I found it lacking. So I'm even further in belief of what I already understand. So again, that's the way I operate. Again, I wouldn't push that on everybody, but again, today I'm here to share my perspective on I'm sharing my perspective on Kareem Abdul's perspective. So yeah, I mean, I just want to give you guys how I see things. So I am going to share this screen so you can kind of see the text. I should have already had that queued up. That's on me. Boom, 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 boom. All right. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me see. All right, cool. So we'll be getting into that in just a moment. All right. So having read the post from my friend, and he talked about the same types of things I wanted to unpack as well, like how the perspectives and our identities and the roles that we play, they shape us, they shape our conversation, they shape our perspective. And then you've heard the phrase, perspective is reality. Like that shapes our reality. So I want to help us see how the different identities and uh, the mentalities that we adopt shape our perspective. As anybody that's dealt with me for a little bit of time, you'll know the conversation always starts with us or me, the man in the mirror, my house, that kind of thing. So the first thing I gotta suggest, anybody, humble pie. That's everything's got to start. There's a quote, I think it's from a book. I'm gonna let y'all Google it. There are more things in heaven and earth than are dreamt of in your philosophy. I think it's Dear Horatio. I think that's the next line. So Google that if you want the exact verbiage. I think it's from a book. There's a quote from a TV show I love. It said, "Don't believe everything you think." And the famous Kanye line, "How, Sway? You don't have all the answers." You know what I'm saying? So humble. If I can get everything to do anything, humble yourself first. That allows for the absorption of knowledge because you accept you don't already know everything. That has to be the starting point for any real conversation if you want to learn. So I do want to go ahead and get into it. The things we'll look for in the letter. Whose eyes are you looking through? Because I know a lot of times, we think of ourselves as I'm me, but you're a lot of entities. You're the teachings you got from your mother, your father, your aunts and uncles, your friends, what you got from school, all the different teachers, everybody that's imparted into you. Now, people like Truth and me who've been informed by the Bible, those are a lot of different lenses that we look at the world and our life through. Okay. So you have to understand that to when somebody's talking, what lens are they looking through when they see a thing? And what mouth are they speaking through? What's informing their words? Because again, we're not just one thing. We're not just one being. Just an easy way to test that out. A lot of us have been on a diet before. So we want to lose weight. But a lot of us on that diet have had a snack. Which you is you? The one that wants to lose weight or the one that goes ahead and picks up the honey bun? You see what I'm saying? Like there are competing interests in your own self. So there's more than one aspect of yourself that needs to be considered. And that's just a simple analogy to that. Multiple aspects, and they conflict even within yourself. Why do I do this thing that I don't want to do? People in the Bible, Truth knows this one. When Paul talked about that thing that I ought not to do, I do. And that thing that I should do, I do not. Because we have competing interests. In the Bible, they talk about the flesh and the spirit. Those are the competitions. In psychology, they talk about the id, ego, and the superego. Those three entities. But there's a whole lot more than that, because there's the person you are, the values. You have the values, your character, all of that, in your beliefs. I think that forms your identity for the most part. But then you also have your social side. Like again, we had that conversation. And Hanifa disagreed with me, but the facade, your public facing persona, that part shifts and changes depending on where you're at. So I mean, there are so many aspects of you. Like when people say, I got a work wife or a work husband, there's somebody you have close relationships in different spaces that you don't take into other spaces. All your worlds don't collide. You know, that's a Seinfeld reference, and I love some Seinfeld. So real quick, True said, yes, sir. Romans. Well, Misfit said, police chatting in the building. Yeah, man. Monitor that chat, man. Arrest everybody. Lock them all up. But to the letter, folks. So, you know, I'm not used to talking all by myself, so you get a little dry mouth. But when Will Smith, also, that's the other thing. How words and phrases are used is important to notice too. Not just the eyes they look through or the tone they use, but word choice and phrase, because they can be accusatory and inflammatory. You can be accusing somebody by your language. You can be condemning them with your language, and you could be inflaming emotion with your language. So that shapes a narrative. And anybody listening who doesn't know the particulars or have the context, they might subscribe to the narrative you put out there based on their trust of you or their belief that you're an authority. So that's why people say what you say matters, why it's so important to police what people say, because they know somebody's belief system could be set up on your faulty opinion. So I just want to point out those two things, the perspective he's taking and the type of language he's using to craft the narrative. I do believe those are important. So the first sentence, if you guys can see it, says, when Will Smith stormed onto the Oscar stage. So, I mean, right off the bat, he's setting a tone. He stormed onto the Oscar stage. Now, if anybody saw it, now, to me, he walked onto the Oscar stage. He walked fairly calmly to me. But when you put in the language, he stormed onto the Oscar stage, that's going to give anybody that didn't see it an image. Like, oh, he stormed up there. Like, you know, the hawking Bruni. So, I mean, so you get an image right there. To strike Chris Rock for making a joke about his wife's short hair, he did a lot more damage than just The Rock's face. Now, with a single petulant blow, now we're going to look this up, petulant, because this is what he's saying. Of a person of their manner, childishly, sulky, or bad-tempered. Now, a petulant blow, he's judging that was a childish blow. Now, to me, they both look like grown men. And I've seen, you know, Kauai Bree talked about it yesterday, that was the old chivalry code where, you know, you throw down the gauntlet or you take out and you slap them. That was the gentlemanly way to challenge somebody, was the slap. Then we have boxers in MMA. Are they childish when they throw blows? Like, what makes it childish? So you're crafting a narrative that you knew that he was coming from a place of mental or emotional immaturity. He may have made a calculation as a man that he was no longer going to take the jokes and the ridicule that he had been taking for a long time. Y'all know he's been taking a lot of shots. And it may have been a very adult decision that today's the day I'm going to stand up and I'm willing to risk whatever I have, money, freedom, whatever, to put a stop to this because I can't take it anymore. We're going to talk about mental and emotional survival because people think all survival has to be like your physical well-being, your body. But there are lines where people say, like, the straw that broke the camel's back, or my last straw, or my last nerve. People have breaking points, and that's a survival mechanism too, to keep you from your breaking point. So we don't know what was in his head and where he was. So saying that it was petulant, you're crafting a narrative that it was a childish moment that he had. Very next part, he just puts a comma. It's not even another sentence. He says he advocated violence, and we're going to look that up real quick. Because advocated is a strong word. It says he publicly recommended or supported. Now, a lot of us have heard this from our parents, man. He said they'll say, "Do what I tell you to do. Not do as I say, not as I do." Right? Not everything you do is something that you endorse or support or are platforming. I think most crackheads will tell most other people in the world, "Do not try crack." I'm almost certain of that. I know a few crackheads, and none of them ever told me to try crack. So just because you do a thing does not mean you support or are endorsing a thing. That's not the way life works. So when you say he advocated violence, again, you're putting a value judgment on what he did. He was intentionally choosing to push that forth as something other people should do. And because, again, if you do something, that is not, just because you do something doesn't mean you want everybody or think everybody should do it. Supporting violence, I mean, maybe that can be debated. But again, the words we choose and the phrases we use are important. Next comma, diminished women. Now, not diminished his woman. What Will Smith, two men, one man slaps another man over a joke about one man's wife, diminished all women because he said diminished women. So that's all women, all around the world. All women were diminished. And see, so I mean, like statements like that they're hyperbolic. They're blown out of proportion. How were all women diminished? How many of us think less of women because Will Smith slapped Chris Rock? Like, come on, man. Insulted the entertainment industry. Insulted the entertainment industry. Do you think let me see. So Def, the record company. Do you think they're insulted? That's part of the entertainment industry. Tyler Perry Studios. Do you think the entertainment industry, do you think they're insulted? Like, that's what I'm saying. The language we use, man, it has to be used. It has to be chosen carefully, especially when you take the time to craft a letter to put out into the public. And that's like Yella said yesterday. That's why sometimes a lot of people have lost respect for elders, because this guy's up in his 70s, maybe 80, and he's putting out stuff like this. And this is the very first paragraph, and he's saying stuff like this. Now, this next line, this part most of us would agree with. Perpetuated stereotypes about the Black community. But like I talked about, we need to look at the perspective. Let's go back to those sentences and look at the perspective. With a single petulant blow. So what perspective is he looking from? Probably that of an elder. Man, a mature person wouldn't act like that. We don't behave like that. So that's more than likely. I can't say for certain. The eye he's looking through with that single petulant blow. He's looking at it through the eyes of maturity and wisdom of age. He's outgrown these things. They should. Advocating violence. Now, I can't say, because that could be from any number of different things. Diminish women. Diminish women, that's people that use that language are most likely coming from a place of feminism or female empowerment. Because, I mean, most dudes don't go around talking about, man, he diminished women. So the perspective that he's coming from is a place from like female empowerment or feminism with that specific terminology. Insulted the entertainment industry. He's probably talking as an entertainer. Because, again, remember, he was in movies and everything. So he's making assumptions based on a whole group of people. Diminishing women, he's making assumptions for all women. He's making an assumption for the entire entertainment industry. A lot of people in the entertainment industry probably enjoyed that slap because it probably brings more eyeballs to their platforms. I saw all types of media, News UK or Daily Mail UK. All kinds of people did like multiple back-to-back segments in the entertainment industry. Do you think they feel insulted when they're profiting? Like, see, so when we're saying certain things, man, we need to be careful, because Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is like a respected elder. He's putting this out publicly. And in the first paragraph, he's making these big claims about people's state of mind, about whole swaths of people, women, and entertainment industry. He's saying who's insulted and diminished for people that he's really not a part of at this time. Oh, he's definitely not a woman. And he's not entertaining much right now. Now, perpetuating stereotypes about the Black community. Then you would think he's coming from the pro-Black perspective. Man, you're making us look bad in public. We have those conversations on YouTube all the time about people perpetuating stereotypes. We talked about it with the King Darrell E. Black stuff. Like, man, this is how we out here looking. We're looking bad. So we talked about it. That's something that comes from a pro-Black stance. So in this one sentence, he's come from at least 3 different stances. The maturity with the petulance, the feminism with the diminishing women, the insulted entertainment. I don't exactly know what perspective, but I'm going to use it as an entertainment insider. So that's 3. And perpetuating stereotypes about the Black community. He's talking about pro-Black or at least respectability politics. Even if it's not pro-Black, it might be that conservative respectability politics. Like, we don't need to be acting out in public. We need to behave ourselves. Pull your pants up. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Now, I can't say specifically which perspective he's coming from, but we know all of those different perspectives were in there based on the language he chose, because people from these other groups don't use that language. You don't see a lot of people in the entertainment industry, because they perpetuate stereotypes, saying, hey, we're perpetuating stereotypes about the Black community. They typically don't care. They're about profit. So in that one sentence, you see him shift through about 4 different perspectives. So that's important to note. And this next sentence says it all. That's a lot to unpack. So he intentionally put a lot. He loaded, they say loaded statements, loaded questions. He loaded his first paragraph with a lot, probably in an attempt to get attention. But I can't say that for certain. I know a lot of times people talk about, there's some elders, you're not like when you used to be. I used to be a Hall of Fame NBA player, had a lot of attention on you, and maybe that's going away over the years. So maybe you need to get attention through all these public letters he does. So again, that's just something to consider. I can't say that with certainty. That's just one of the things I think about. That's one perspective. Everyone get their likes up, or else Rashawn will walk up and slap you. I'm slap you now. Yeah, because you ain't got the likes up. Anyway, going back to this. He says, let's start with the facts. Rock made a reference to Smith's wife looking like G.I. Jane, where Demi Moore shaved her head. I mean, that is true. And he says Jada Pinkett suffers from alopecia, which causes hair loss. Now, I don't know that she suffers from alopecia. Maybe some of you have gone and done the homework. I don't know. But it's being accepted as fact as multiple places. So I'm not going to go into that either. So he can see where Smith might not have found that joke funny. But again, we saw Smith laugh. But we don't know if he was laughing because he found it funny, a nervous laugh, a laugh because he was already laughing at other jokes. We don't know. But he says Hollywood shows are traditionally a venue where much worse things have been said. Now, that is true. A lot of people have brought that up about celebrities as mean of downplaying the fact that it's basically a gathering of multimillionaires giving each other pats on the back. Well, he didn't say that, but awards to boost business so they can make even more money. Now, in my opinion, that's an accurate portrayal of the whole scenario. They do say a lot worse things. They do get mean-spirited. And it is making fun of the celebrities. It's a celebrity making fun of other celebrities to downplay the fact that it's a gathering of celebrities patting themselves on the back to earn even more money and more celebrity. So that's an accurate portrayal, in my opinion, right? So the issue with that is it does not take into account what Will thought. It does say he might not have found that joke funny, but it really doesn't matter what the venue is. It really doesn't matter if you've heard worse things. All of us have been to a place, and I guarantee everybody that's pulled up in here, everybody that'll see this going forward, you have gone through a lot in your life. You might even be going through a lot right now. Heavy, like the loss of somebody you loved, job layoffs, physical health issues, medical issues, alopecia, cancer. We all have gone through some major things. But you know what makes us all snap typically? It is very rarely that big thing. It's typically somebody just not turning off the lights after you told them 5 times, or not calling you to let you know that they were safe when they didn't show up when they were supposed to show up, and you knew they were in a dangerous. It's typically something smaller. It's never the big thing. So he's comparing whoa, they say much worse. A lot of people have brought that argument up. Oh, they've said so many much worse things. It doesn't really matter because almost the Bible says, I think, it's the small foxes that ruin the vine. And in public facing phraseology, we'll say stuff like it's the little things that make or break you, or death by 1,000 paper cuts. What'll get you will be a lot of the small things. The big thing, man, somehow, some way, we take care of those things because we accept that we can't change them. And typically they're so big that other people will come in and support us emotionally, financially. But the small things, man, that we're left to our own devices on, man, that's the stuff that gets us. Give me a second while I get a sippy sip. I should have turned some music on. Let me do that. Here we go. All right. Who's still with me, man? I see y'all in the, man. Tyler Perry works for Satan. Moral of all this, never tell a bad joke if you don't wish to get the smackdown. Yeah, that's why he keeps his mouth shut. Don't get slapped. Don't get slapped. Yeah. AR still in the building, man. Appreciate y'all for being here. All right. Back into it. Man, the Smiths could have reacted by politely laughing along with the joke or by glowering angrily at Rock. All right. So now he's deciding for them how they should react, which I know a lot of us in this space have pushed back on. AR pushed back on that. Yella pushed back on that. Truth pushed back on that. Like, you can't tell a man how to react, especially in, like, again, in these YouTube online spaces. We're telling men how they need to be, how they're failing. Y'all not measuring up. You're not leaders. You're not heads. Da 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 da. You're doing all this stuff. Big rig slaps. Salute. You're doing all this talking about what men ain't and what they should be. And then when they show up, whoa, not that big, not that loud, not that hard. Okay, now look, you gotta pick. You gotta pick a way. Either you're gonna let the man be the man, or you're gonna keep being the man for the man. Like, you can't tell him how to be, and then want him to choose for himself how to be. Y'all gotta pick a way, man. Pick a path, man. Even Simon pushed back on that. Yeah, click your heels, mate. Click your heels, bro. Yeah, what's up, E Black? Man, I'm trying to get at it, man. Trying to get at it. Appreciate you, bro. So right there in that first sentence on this paragraph, he's talking about how he should have responded. Again, nobody can tell another man how to respond when he's feeling the heat. We don't even know which heat he was feeling. Maybe he felt it for himself. A lot of people talked about Jada rolling her eyes. We don't know what did it. It might have been the other jokes from Chris Black about his wife. We don't know which thing got him to the point. But you can't decide how he should have politely laughed. Like, even to the point, you're going to say how his laughter should have been. It should have been a polite laugh. Why not a belly laugh? Why not a raucous roaring laugh? You know what I'm saying? So why are we getting to that point of micro, like, granularity? Why are we getting that detail to say he should have politely laughed or stared him down angrily? Like, we're policing another grown man's emotions to the point where we're telling him how he should stare at somebody or how he should laugh. That's how comfortable we are telling other people how to live now. That's how far out of alignment we are. That is crazy to me. Instead, Smith felt the need to get up in front of his industry peers and millions of people around the world, hit another man, then return to his seat to bellow, "Keep my wife's name out of your fucking mouth." I thought that part was beautiful. I thought he should have started with that, but that's my feeling. I think he should have started with the yelling, but to each, I mean, that's how he felt like he needed to do it, man. Do what you need to do. Uh-oh. I'm sorry. Let me catch up on these real quick. Slow E Black. Yeah, E Black in the building. Big Rick Slaps in the building, man. Appreciate y'all all for popping through. Want Will Smith to slap you. Y'all crazy. Mr. Rucker, Mr. Prenup. Too many feelings, man. Too many feelings. And too many feelings about the feelings. Like, I don't understand why so many people are emotional policing. When you get to the point where you're telling them exactly how to laugh politely or stare angrily. Like, man, we've gone too far, man. That's way past political correctness, man. That was sad. Some have romanticized Smith's actions. So again, I talked about what language you use. They've romanticized it. Like, they're making it a wonderful thing. So let's look up the definition real quick. Deal with or describe in an idealized or unrealistic fashion. Now, I don't know many people that idealize this. Nobody said this was the ideal. If somebody makes a joke about, even the people that disagree, agree with a Will, even they'll say, well, you shouldn't put your hands on people. So nobody's idealizing in an unrealistic fashion. Nobody's saying that that's the way to handle things. But everybody is saying you respond how you respond. When somebody provokes you, you don't get if you poke the bear, you don't get to choose how the bear comes at you. He might bite you. He might claw you. He might just keep chilling. We don't know. But you take that choice when you start poking. You gotta understand that, man. Oh, man, hold up, man, E Black. Nah, because you just don't be over here when you don't be in the chat. So, yeah, I got you, bro. Go ahead and put another comment up. Nah, it wasn't personal, bro. Yeah, it wasn't personal. Oh, no, I know you're not a troll. You are a troll. That's the whole thing, E Black. Everybody here is a troll. My whole situation here, I'm a troll. If you follow me, you got to be a troll because like attracts like, right? Type attracts type. If y'all watching me, you got some troll in you. So I'm just exposing the troll in you, and I'm making sure you're joining the crew. You're a Misfit moderator. That's what the group is, the Misfit mods. That's what we do. Now you one too, baby. Yeah. You the West Coast affiliate. Yeah, we trolls, man. That's what we do, man. But we ain't always got to troll. That's the whole thing, like Chris Rock. It ain't always got to be a joke. Sometimes you can just do your job. And if your job is jokes, you better make them funny, man. Make them sons of funny. All right. So some have romanticized Smith's actions as that of a loving husband defending his wife. It doesn't matter if that's what he was doing. He might have been defending himself because his wife is an extension of him and his family. They all share that name. That Smith name is on all of them. That's a brand. So even if he was defending his wife, himself, his image to his children, he said, "I'll be here every day." See, we about to stop this whole show and get on E Black. I'll be here every day. I just wanted to give space. I identify as a troll. Yeah. Hey, matter of fact, yeah, you had a whole troll series, and I ain't gonna say, man, that some of that, boy. Woo, man, I've been wanting to use some of them emojis other places, but I ain't trying to start no beef because I don't want to pop up in no videos on that other spot no more. Woo, but man, oh my God. But man, the other dude, if you ever see that other dude, man, leave me out your little videos and your little diss tracks, man. Don't mention me on your show, please. Like, I don't be on there. I don't be talking about you. Leave me out your stuff. Cause you a troll. Well, let me reel it back in. All right. Yeah. Please respect me and tell people my pronouns. Okay, AR's pronouns are bitmate. No, I'm just I'm playing. I can't remember. Nigger. His pronouns are, again, spelled out. Nigger. Not say it. He wanted it spelled. All right. Did someone say troll? Yeah. Yeah, man. As soon as you say troll, man, they start coming. So that's what this whole channel is, man. It's a lot of trolls trying to not be so troll-like in all of their behavior. Sometimes we want to do something a little different. So that's what this whole thing is about. Expanding on the trolldom. You know what I'm saying? You gotta diversify your troll, man. Diversify your troll. Yeah, man. So some have romanticized Smith's action as that of a loving husband defending his wife. Again, I don't think it matters what he was defending. I mean, it really doesn't matter. Chris still got slapped. Doesn't matter what he was defending. It could have been his ego. Who cares? You got slapped. Comedian Tiffany Haddish, who starred in the movie Girl Strip with Pinkett, praised Smith's actions. And again, so now he's even commenting on people who commented on it about why he did it. It really doesn't matter what he defended. I'm not even going to read what she said because it doesn't matter. Whatever he was defending, man, that's what he was doing. It really doesn't matter his intent. Chris made a joke. That was the action. Will had a reaction. You cannot police the reaction if you start with the action, man. Actually, it was the opposite. Smith's slap was also a slap to women. Oh my God! See, I didn't hear everything. OG Patrice, I should have read this before I got up here. See, now I'm about to get hot. Smith's slap was also a slap to women. and here we go. Right here. Here's the hypocrisy. Right. So either violence is a solution or it's not. Right. Either it is or it's not. You can't choose when. It ain't no half pregnant. You know what I'm saying? So either violence is a solution or it's not. All right. So if Rock had physically attacked Pinkett Smith's intervention would have been welcome. So wait a minute. So if he would have physically touched her, you can respond physically. So now everything's got to be tit for tat. That's not how life works, man. That is not how life works, man. Everything is not equal and exact like that. Nah. Either violence is on the table for everything, or violence is off the table for everything, including self-defense. You cannot take a life. If you're pro-life, you cannot be talking about I'm self-defense and I'm standing my ground. No, you believe everybody has a right to live. So somebody coming in your house and wanting to take your stuff, you can't shoot them because you don't want to take a life. So you need to keep your standards in all situations, man. Otherwise, you sound stupid like this stuff right here. Nah, you can slap them for this, but you can't slap them for this. Nah, man. That's bias. That's what that is called. You're biased. You have certain things where you say things are okay, certain things where it's not. So, man, if it's really a wrong thing, there should be no reason to slap the man. If he was being unbiased, she should have said no. A slap, you never walk up on the stage and slap somebody. So even if he did slap Jada Pinkett, Will's job would have been to alert security and try to whisk his wife away. See, now, if you're really a don't slap somebody type of dude, you'll say no. You try to retreat to safety. You grab your wife and you run and you find security. You find help. You get the authorities. If you're really being honest, if you're really having a good faith argument about not slapping somebody, you're going to say, no, you don't slap. You'll grab your wife and you'll flee. You'll call some help over. You get some security so they can grab the person that slapped your wife. That's not what he said. He's like, nah, you can slap him. If he grabbed your wife, man, you can slap her, but not if he talk about her. Like, come on, man. These people, man. These people. AR said he can't stop laughing. So wait till she gets hurt before you defend her. Exactly, man. Yella said great analogy. I don't even know what I said, man. That kind of stupidity, though, man, that sets me off. That's a trigger for me. That's a trigger. I protect all women in my family. Family, mother, sister, wife. Yeah, man. Oh, man. This is why Yella said, man, sometimes the elders, man, sometimes he said disingenuous was a post. Sometimes the elders, man, they'll say something or do something that lets you know, like, at least I can't listen to that elder. Most people generalize and be like, man, I can't listen to all elders, but man, I can't listen to this dude. This letter reads like he just got slapped. Like he lost his head when he got slapped. He's emotional and ranting about this and the other. I mean, 'cause he's all over the place, man. So again, let's go to the perspectives. It was the opposite. Smith's slap was a slap to women. That goes back to that one thing he said in the beginning, like it diminished women. So what perspective is that coming from? That's coming from a perspective of a feminist or like somebody that's in that female empowerment. I don't have a problem with you believing what you believe in your philosophy. But then you have other philosophies down here. Like he said, if it was a threat to the woman, let me see. If Rocket physically attacked Pinkett, Smith's intervention would have been welcome. Well, when do you pick and choose? How, even as a feminist, right? Because this is one of the arguments with feminism. One of the arguments with feminism is they want equality until it's inconvenient. So it's a slap to women. So protecting the woman is an insult. It's a slap to women. Don't stand up for me. You're making me small. I can stand up for myself. Next sentence. Well, if you would put his hands on her, then you can stand up for, oh, wait a minute. I thought it was equality a minute ago. I thought it was I could stand up for myself. I thought standing up for you was a slap to you. So when I slap Chris, I'm slapping down. I'm slapping you. I'm diminishing you as a woman. I'm taking away your agency and autonomy and your worth by slapping this dude for you. But 2 seconds later, he grabs your arm, and now I'm a rescue ranger. You know, I can save you now. Now you need me. Now I'm affirming your worth by stepping up for you now. I'm showing you how much of a good woman you are by stepping up for you because he put his hands on you. So the principles shift in back-to-back sentences. So when you have people like that, man, they're existing in too many perspectives in their own mind. We were talking about somebody who said they used a medical term for women who got pregnant a second time. But they use the term for a clinical diagnosis for somebody that hears voices in their head. Your different perspectives are kind of like voices in your head. They inform you. A lot of us have been indoctrinated from like a patriarchy, you know, the male-centered way. That's why all the offices are cold, because men, we needed a little chillier. And the women are all wearing sweaters and heaters. And we don't even think about it because we don't even recognize or are we aware of the male-centeredness of the world we operate in. But women became empowered and got liberated, and they have more choice. So then they started having spaces where they set the temperature and the rules. So as men, sometimes we end up with this dual citizenship where we learn the male rules, but because there's some women dominated spaces, we learn the female rules too. So right there, we end up with this dual identity or dual citizenship. We have competing perspectives, the male dominated one and the female dominated one. And that's what he just did in back-to-back sentences. The woman-dominated brain was saying, hey, you slap this guy for me, you're slapping all women, you're diminishing me. Then one sentence later, like SpongeBob, no, it's all right for you to come up and step up for me. So there's a conflict in our brain when we have competing perspectives. So we have to unpack those in our own minds. So that's work that we all have to do to overcome. Sometimes that's what a lot of times when you have a disagreement with somebody and you're like, man, they sound stupid or they sound crazy. It's because they're of multiple minds. They have multiple perspectives and don't know which one is governing them from moment to moment. So that's one of the reasons why I have grace for people, because I recognize that in them. It's been slapped to a man was also slapped to women. Hey, man, that stuff is crazy, man. Should have never gave these old ninjas internet. Yeah, he's reaching like a skyhook. Yep. Rescue Rangers, man. I mean, in back-to-back sentences, like what? Now, you got to imagine this, right? You're sitting here, man. You going out, you writing this paper, or you click-clacking, you typing. You going to town. You write those two sentences back-to-back. It's a slap to women to slap Chris Rock. And then you go two sentences later. No, it's okay for you to slap him for this reason. Man, I don't understand. That's cognitive dissonance. If you ever heard that term, that's an example of it. Because you're trying to justify two different existences that can't exist in the same place. That's exactly what that is. Black Jesus is named Tyrone. Oh, Lord. How's he going to be Black Jesus and named Tyrone, AR? You said his name was Black Jesus. It can't be, otherwise it'd be Black Tyrone. You sounded like Kareem Abdul, boy. Boy. Anyway. This stuff, I'm trying to tell you, man, this stuff get me hyped. Anyway, they keep officers colder so people can stay away. Listen, if I'm at work, I don't have a problem staying awake. Because there's typically an a-hole standing over your back anyway. Hey, man, appreciate you, bro. I'm gonna drop the link, man, because after I didn't read this, and I was only halfway listening to OG last night. I can't really stomach this kind of stuff because it's too stupid for me. Like again, back-to-back contradictions. All right. Let me get through this last paragraph, and I'm gonna just drop the link, and we could just clown this guy. Or if he remained in his seat and yelled his post-slap threat, that would have been unnecessary but understandable. Now, the slap was petulant, but in an award show, you're yelling to the stage at somebody. That would have been understandable. How is it now understandable when you called it petulant and diminishing and perpetuating stereotypes? Isn't the loud Negro also a stereotype? We're in the movie theaters yelling over people and yelling, and people can't hear the movie. So now we're going to be in the Oscars yelling. That's understandable to you, but none of the rest of the stuff is. But by hitting Rock, he announced, oh God, damn it. But by hitting Rock, he announced that his wife was incapable of defending herself against words. Now, first of all, you've heard the term, you cannot unring a bell. You can't defend yourself against words. You can only respond to them, because once he says them, there's no defense. Everybody heard them. There's no protection if somebody has the microphone. Everybody heard it. All across the world. All them people he said, oh, Will Smith walked up there in front of everybody in the crowd and every millions of people around the world, and he slapped that man. Well, all those same people heard that insult about his wife. And no matter what they thought about the insult or the joke, or you can call it an insulting joke, no matter how you think about it, you can't say you can defend yourself. She can only respond. And why should she have to defend herself if she has a husband who was there? And neither of them had the microphone. So again, as somebody who who has been shouted out by somebody that had the microphone and I didn't, you do need to respond sometimes, or sometimes walk away. Those are your choices. They could have walked away or they responded. But how you respond, again, reaction or response. Reaction is typically emotional in the moment, right? Maybe that's what Will did. In my mind, in my opinion, he actually thought about it for a quick second, because he laughed at first and he probably thought like, wait a minute, I can't take this L, and I don't have to because I'm here in person. Now he's going to have to say this to my face now. So let me walk up on him and see if he still got the same energy. Like, I mean, because again, some people think their jokes are okay as long as they're at your expense. But when it come back on them, they're not feeling it the same. You know what I'm saying? And I learned that lesson the hard way. I mean, again, E-Black, no. I was in King's chat and I'm criticizing. I'm a chat troll, criticizing. Day after day, dropping criticism on somebody. Till finally, dude had enough and snapped on me. Now, again, he had the microphone. I didn't. I just had my little chat fingers. But I learned a lesson. I can't control how somebody responds or reacts if I'm doing something provocative. So I had to eat that L. I ate it. I'm like, you know what? You're right. I apologize because you're still a human. What we do sometimes, and this is what I did to King and all the horsemen. They weren't people to me. They were products. See, people sometimes, because they're on the other side of a screen, they lose their humanity. And we start thinking about them like show monkeys, like dance for me. I command you to dance for me. That's how we start treating them. But you got to come back to yourself, man. So I'm about to drop this link in a second. Hold on, I'm about to drop this link. So I had to apologize to King because that's not the person I want to be, causing a disruption by treating you like less than human, right? Cool, that's on me. Now, how you respond, how you feel about me after, that's on you. But I did my part, not wanting to be that guy. But let me just finish this paragraph, y'all, and I'm gonna drop it. Man, it's hard to get through, man, because he's sentence by sentence, man. This dude just digs a deeper and deeper hole. So she can't defend herself against words. Okay. From everything I've seen Pinkett Smith over the years, she's a very capable, tough, smart woman who can single-handedly take on a lame joke at the Academy Awards. How, Sway? How was she going to take on a joke when she's sitting in the crowd? She couldn't take on the joke. She would have had to take the joke. Either way, to take on or defend yourself against a joke from the person who holds the one mic, you had to assert yourself into a situation that wasn't looking for you. No matter what, you would have had to show up disruptive to defend yourself or to take on the joke. Otherwise, you would have had to let it stand, wait till afterwards, and address it afterwards. Just like everybody talks about retractions on a news program. Nobody pays attention to the retraction. Nobody listens to the follow-up. If you don't handle that in the moment, man, that's going to stand. That's on record. And it's going to live like that. That's why, man, this kind of stuff, man, I can't read too long. Hello, Inya. I am dropping the link for anybody that wants to come up. This is pretty much a vent session. I'm not going to try to be too intellectual. Man, we just going to, for me, come up and clown no dude. He tripping. I can't really finish this, man, because he's getting on my nerves reading it. He's getting on my nerves, y'all. On my nerves. Yeah. Give me a second. That was disappointing, man. That's one of the elders, man. Not an older person. Like some people like, man, I'm not an elder. Like Rico said, I'm not an elder. Don't look up to me. Charles Barkley, I'm not a role model. Nah, this dude, he been playing a role for a while. Man, the patronizing paternal attitude infantilizes women. So again, man, helpless damsels. This dude goes so far into feminism. And then he flips back into reality. Where, no, I could have understood this. And if he had put his hands on it, it would have been okay. See, he comes into reality every now and then. But he's spending too much time in feminism. And then he slips into respectability politics. So again, man, I really wanted to go into a deep dive on that perspective thing. I should have read the letter first. That's my apology to y'all, the audience, because I didn't get to unpack this the way I wanted to. Because, man, it's turning my stomach. But I should have gotten through that first. If I had read it first, I could have worked through my own feelings about the piece and then come to you calmly and collected. because I could have responded instead of reacted. But man, this dude's on my nerves with this. Ooh-wee. Now, this is what JP was talking about. When she's talking about caping, this dude was caping. Talking about Will Smith's tearful self-acceptance speech in which he rambled on about all the women in the movie King Richard that he's protected. Those who protect don't brag about it. So those who protect don't brag about it, right? I don't know if any of you guys have seen anything that the police put out. You follow them on Twitter, Facebook. They're always talking about how much they protect us. Listen, these are the drugs we seized. These are the guns we took off the street. We arrested these many people in a blah, blah, blah. Listen, man. This guy is so off base. If I had read this, I could have been better prepared. But it's so stupid, man. It's triggering my troll. So I can't do it. I can't do it justice because it's triggering my troll part. I want to clown right now. And I was trying to be serious. I wanted to be serious, guys. Woo, what's up, AR, man? How you feeling, bro?
No, I'm good, man. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, man. I'm good, man. But I do want to speak on one thing's very important to us as content creators to get in the habit, right? Tyrone. Yeah, the Black Jesus is license suspended, man. He can't do it. That's why you gotta be careful who you pray to, man, because you wonder why your prayer didn't get there. He's sleeping. Black Jesus is drunk. But listen, right? I think that a lot of people don't understand how social media works, right? They have something called social media manager. I'm on topic, just so you know. The social media manager, where the manager is the one that connects you to these other social media platforms and these big people to be able to collaborate with them. And they give you ideas. And when you're doing your live stream, you have writers. That we don't have that shit. So when Will Smith slapped Chris Rock, Teespring, you heard of Teespring before, Arjan? That's what I'm using my my t-shirts for.
Yeah, for the merch.
Yeah, we should have immediately created a t-shirt with a slap. It's very important to capture these moments. Now it's kind of dwindling, but you can easily go to Canva, right? Canva, make a handprint, black handprint, and put Will Smith, something like that, and put it on a t-shirt and start selling it, and it will sell. It's important for us as if you're trying to make a little extra income, to capture these viral moments. You can update your Teespring in seconds. So I just want to tell people that think of the business mindset, all these events that we're missing out on.
Yeah. What up, Yella? How you feeling, bro?
What's good, man? Y'all can hear me?
Yep.
All right, I'm getting ready for work. Man, look. Hey, I don't want to cut you out, bro. You done?
I'm done.
Man, if this old uppity Negro don't get his motherfucking contradictory ass out of here, boy, look. Go back to being Light Skinded, nigga, if you don't like motherfucking shaking up the system then. Because while you was out here motherfucking, when he left, when he was in Milwaukee, he, what was it? No, he wasn't Milwaukee, was it? When he decided to be Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, bro, he was out here super militant, standing on his own. He was shaking up the system. He was making all that noise. He wasn't sitting back being quiet. He wasn't being all stoic like he trying to make it seem like that dude should have did. Man, quit playing, bro. That's like I said, between him and them uppity Negroes, except for Ann. I love you, Ann. You know what I'm saying? Put that out in the universe. But them uppity Negroes we was talking to yesterday sound just like this, bro. They got a disconnect with how we live on Earth, man. We don't actually live in the manosphere, y'all. We live on Earth, all right? Where humans are subjective to impulse. Where people make choices in a split second. They don't sit here and be like, what did Kevin Samuel say? Or what did Sir Hales tell me how to handle these situations? No, we be like, the fuck? And slap the shit out of people. That's what happens, bro. But at the end of the day, when you got letters like this, just going stupid overboard about, he slapped women in the face too, bro. Like, shout out to OG. OG know I got love for her, no doubt. Like I said, I don't disrespect none of these women because I love them to death. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, oh my God. That's what I told her. Like, this is why we turn our back on the elders, bro. because they come with the sideways contradiction. Like we didn't watch you. It's film of you, bro. It's footage of you raising hell as a fresh new Muslim, bro. Quit playing.
What has he done in the last 20 years to stand up for any kind of people? I haven't heard about him. I didn't even know he was still alive.
Hold on. This nigga want to talk about patience, right?
Yeah, man.
When he got up and walked out the dunk contest because he wasn't satisfied. You should have sat your ass there and stood there and supported them boys then, nigga.
Yeah.
You showed your displeasure and your reaction, and that was some weak ass, lame ass shit too. If you supposed to be one of the elders.
You should have glowered angrily.
Yep, you should have wrote an extensive letter to them.
Yeah.
You know how many other events that happen? You know how many other events that happen where black people needed a voice? But you come out to talk about two rich people.
Yeah, man.
A man slapping another. He slapped. Let me tell you something. I know some other slaps that was like, yo, that ain't even shake. Yo, some other slaps you would think it's like movie sound effects. Right. Nah, you know.
I'm about to say, I want to say this real quick, man, if you don't mind, because as soon as you said, I know I'm gonna forget this point because it's not a big point, but this reminds me, like what you just said, him coming out for this, he's coming out for Will and Jada thing that caught his attention, and they're talking about how we're falling for Doki Doke. A lot of other people keep talking about how this is a distraction. This ain't a shot at JP because I know she thinks it's a distraction too, but this reminds me of back in church. There will be people who are like, man, I see you on your phone. Or I see you sleeping. Well, if you were paying attention to what you say you're paying attention to, you wouldn't see me being distracted. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? My being distracted shouldn't distract you. Mm-hmm. You feel me? So like if Kareem Abdul was about what he was really about, he wouldn't have noticed he wouldn't have noticed Will and Jada. It wouldn't have been a thing. Like, I see this stupid stuff is all over the TV, but let me get back to saving these people in the community. Let me get back to Ukraine. Let me get back to Somalia. Let me get back to whatever it is that's really important to me. So, because this is what I'm about. So it's weird to me when people are distracted by someone else being distracted. It don't make sense, man.
I also want to say, I think that, I know this is for the talking point, but I think that it's very selfish for Will Smith and Jada Pinkett to this is intentionally done. This is not man, you can't slap someone during the Oscars. This is not the fucking Source Awards. You know what I'm saying? This is not no black entertainment shit, right? That's why they don't even award. That's why y'all don't even get. Look at what's his name? Samuel Jackson. He at 71 years old, he just got an Oscar because they had to make sure. Listen, it's a 50-year time period. Niggas can get an award because we don't know how y'all gonna behave as soon as y'all get it. So they gave him a 50-year time period. You gotta give these Negroes some leeway. You can't just be giving them a award like that because look how they be acting. But I do think it was selfish for him to pull that off to get all the attention when Samuel Jackson just wanted, bro. I don't like Samuel Jackson. Samuel Jackson is a beta, right? Because he tried to get Jesse. What's that fruitcake? That guy. Damn, what's that guy? LGBT dude. The gay Tupac. Listen, man, the gay Tupac. That motherfucker. That dude. He wrote the judge a letter so he won't have to do no time. All the letters you could have written, bro. I don't understand why people come out for this.
Yeah.
But
they're trying to get extra followers.
I don't know what they're trying to do, man. But this letter with Kareem, I don't think Kareem wrote that. He didn't write that shit.
You don't want to believe
it. They fucking virtue signaling, bro.
And also, I think that it's sad that Bruce Willis, they announced today that he's no longer acting because he has some sort of illness where he can't remember how to read or write.
Conservatism.
I believe that's what it's called. So it's sad. Yep. Bruce Willis, man.
So I'm not trying to make fun of his illness. I apologize, everybody. If that offends you.
Yep.
I'm talking to you.
That's a real story. I take AI with a grain of bullshit. So I don't even know.
No, I'm dead serious though. It's not he has. They announced today he has some sort of illness where he can't remember how to read or write.
Yeah, it's racism. But
shout out to Bruce Willis, man. That illness sucks. You know what I'm saying? Because it takes you away from your craft. But he made enough money, goddammit. So shit, I guess these are the plans we talk about. You set up your life, so shit. If something do happen to you, you know what I'm saying? You good.
This man has 8 movies. 8 movies.
Well, they virtue signaling like that ugly bitch on the highway with that little stop and go sign who keeps spinning it around whenever the fuck she feel like she see fit. That's virtue. That's the virtue signal right now.
Hey, real quick, while I got you, I want to ask you a question. This is a little ignorant question. Do you think Will Smith being able to sit there after he slapped Chris Rock, he sat there, went back to his seat, had conversations, watched the rest of the show, got to do his acceptance speech? Do you think the fact that he wasn't hauled out of there and in handcuffs or like security escorting him out, is that light skin privilege?
I think that's just two actors, right? We forget that they're actors. Two actors performing at the Oscars, and everyone's believing them. So I think they did a good job, right? You can't slap nobody on fucking Oscar, bro.
Will did.
Shut your ass up with that light skin shit.
You high yellow bastard.
Yeah, bastard.
Some of my best friends are high yellow.
I got high yellow friends.
That was crazy, man. I will never forget that, boy. But real quick, on this serious note, because Yella did touch on this, he talked about impulsivity. Like, I did have this as a note that when I was going to get into my little serious, little critical drinking thing. Impulsivity, we have to understand the difference between impulsivity and compulsivity. There are people that like a reaction. People are complaining about, man, you let people jump at you, like they're gonna make you react every time they say something. Now that they know that this triggered you, they're gonna keep trying to trigger you. And like that's what trolls want. I was watching a TV show and they were talking about that. And I'm like, you can't live your life based on what other people are gonna try to do against you. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't live your complete life like moment to moment. Some people are impulsive, so they might jump at a moment. But some people are compulsive, like they have an internal drive that drives their that they're motivational drivers. So like you have to understand the difference between, we don't really know which one it was. Was it in the moment, or was this the first time? Like I think AR keeps saying, is this the first time he's actually had a chance face to face to respond to somebody? So we don't even know what the driver is that was going on inside Will's head. But Kareem Abdul thought he really knew. He like, I know what it is. He's petulant. He's this, that, and other. Like you don't know what's going on in somebody's mind. You got clues. But all you got is clues, man. And you trying to piece together a puzzle, man. But man, we got to learn the difference between the different aspects of humanity and our human behavior. We don't even understand ourselves, man. It's the weirdest thing for me, but yeah, I'll let y'all jump in.
No, that's exactly where I was going with it though, because it's like you hear these fuckers speak, bro, and it blows me because they act like, yeah, hell yeah. Hey, I said, hey, I shared a post. I shared a post yesterday. That boy Fit was looking bogus. Like, hey, yeah, everybody talking about, oh yeah, what if The Rock said that joke? Well, what if Chris Rock cracked that joke on Wesley Snipes? A known trained martial artist, right? You know what I'm saying? Somebody who's been fucking training and doing martial arts for years, and he went up there and motherfucking spin kicked that look. And fucking Wesley outfit was way worse.
Fucking Kamehameha.
But even still, man, I just don't understand. Like, it gets me how people are feeling about this other stuff. Like, why does that even matter? Who said the joke? Like, Will is a human being. Like, I think that's what's getting lost in this.
Yeah.
Will is a human, and at some point, everybody has a breaking point. And I don't know, almost to a man. I bet almost to a man. Everybody that's been in the chat, everybody that might hear this later, all of us had our breaking point in an embarrassing way. It was never pretty. It was never at the opportune time. We never said the right thing to the right person when they offended us. It was always some emotional knee-jerk reaction that made us look bad at work or in the family, and we end up looking like the a-hole at the end of it, and we got to come back and apologize. You know what I'm saying? I bet almost to it, man. We've all had that experience. Everybody here is over 20, man. We've all had that, man.
But that's the thing. I don't think he had a snapping moment. I think he handled it exactly. I don't think we ever seen Will Smith tested in that sense. So I think he reacted the way he normally would, but we've never seen that, you know? I don't think he snapped, because if he snaps, he would have been, after he slapped it, he would have still been there, you know? I think he was acting very rational. I'm not even saying that he did snap. That's why I said we can't even say if it was impulsive or compulsive. I don't know if it was an internal motivation, like you're saying, where he had a reaction. I can't say that for certain. I lean more towards what you're saying. But I'm saying the people who are considering what happened, none of them are considering that factor that
He could have just been a human having a breakdown in the moment, especially when you look at his acceptance speech where he's boo-hooing and bawling and talking about, I've been called and I'm supposed to lead my people to the river. Or, you know what I'm saying? He went through this whole grand, elaborate, grand protector of the universe thing. He might be having a moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, he might be having a moment internally where he's having a breakdown of his structures of the way he understood everything, like with his family, like, you know what I'm saying? So with his profession, he might be going through something. And this might have just been the wrong moment, because we've all had that moment. Somebody just said something at the wrong time. Even if they said, like a family member, you say that joke every time I see you, but today wasn't the day to say it. You know what I'm saying? I know we've all been there, man.
No, and that's why I call out the contradictory nature of these uppity Negroes. You know what I'm saying? Because we sit in these spaces all day, and I think that's my plight in the whole thing. I'm here in these spaces. We are here in these spaces, right? And we've heard all this shit they have talked up to this point about protecting women. We've had whole battles with female panels trying to explain to them how they are protected, how we defend them, how we stick up for them. And the first time we see it on national display to show the world that, yeah, black men are defending their black woman against anybody, including another black man, with no issue. Now everybody want to toss their purses and clutch their pearls and be upset and wag their finger from across the internet. Bro, get the fuck out there, bro. Okay, I'm a chill because I got to get ready for work. I don't want to get too lit. But you hear these folks, like, you heard a short period of time when a lot of these content creators, especially the ones we was talking about yesterday, speak about black men's mental health, right?
Yeah.
But I see that notion only is contingent on the black men that they like, right? You know what I'm saying? So Kanye, a black man, and we see him definitely dealing with mental issues, but when we want to sit here and troll him because we don't approve of his wife. Seems to be the same situation they doing with Will. Will clearly dealing with the fact that he tired of motherfuckers fucking with him and talking shit. But guess what? We not gonna give him no grace because we don't approve of his wife. This is weird. This is weird.
I mean, just for the weird fact that people saying that while the husband is sitting there, the husband could have, she could have handled that. Listen, if my wife is in a dispute with another female, she knows I'm gonna handle that. Listen, my mom, my sister, my wife, it doesn't matter. If I'm there, I'm gonna handle it. I'm not allowing them to get out of their femininity or get out of their, especially when it comes to something that's very insulting. Let me know you didn't approve of that. Hey, bro, that shit, that's not, it depends, man. I mean, I just can't believe that, we've been hearing the past year that black men don't protect women.
Yep.
You have a black man similar on the same status as Chris Rock. He didn't he didn't see me in the street and slap the shit out of me. I'm a fucking nobody. Damn, bro. Like, I look up to you. No, he slapped someone else. Their co-workers. He should have known better, bro. And he slapped him, and then he sat back down and he let him keep my wife's name with your fucking knob. And Chris Rock said, I absolutely will stop. And that should have been it, man. I don't know. It was a slap. I think Will Smith could have done something a little worse, Yeah, he could have. And now that G.I. Jane, she looked ugly in that shit, bro. She was not an attractive, she was bullheaded. She had dirt all over her face, like the military stuff. So she wasn't looking like G.I. Jane is not an attractive thing.
But you peeped that, and I'm gonna make this my last point, and I'm gonna get up out of here because I'm gonna stir some shit up with this. I'm gonna let y'all have it, right? It's weird how the women are like, oh yeah, he made the joke trying to honor Jada Pinkett Smith by saying she could play such a strong character. That description AR just gave is the weird description of what women see as themselves. They want to be just like us. I just had this discussion with this chick yesterday who talking about, because some women can do men better than men. And I said, that's why y'all ass out here struggling now. Because y'all women think men want men. We want women. Stop trying to go against the grain. That's why you struggling out here trying to figure out if the man should have went and defended you or if you should have got up and defended yourself. Sit your ass down and let your man handle it, please.
G.I. Jane looked like a man.
That was the whole gimmick. It was basically that in Mulan.
Yep.
It was basically like a live action Mulan. She shaved her hair so she can fit in with the men, not so she can fucking. All right, look, let me get on up out of here before I gotta worry about.
Be safe,
Definitely,
man.
man.
Be safe,
I'm
man.
gonna go hop in the chat. AI, Arshawn, hey,
Appreciate you, bro.
Catch
All right,
y'all.
take
Talk to you
care.
later, bro. Yeah, I like what Yella was talking about because that's what I was talking when I was talking about perspectives. That's part of what Kareem Abdul-Jabbar went left on. He was coming from a feminism perspective, a feminist perspective, where they want to be the G.I. Janes. They want anything a man can do, I can do, and I might even be able to do it better because I bring my feminine aspect to the male, the activity. So, I mean, I really think that is what is shaping the perspective of a lot of people who are having the different opinions, because we're having these different perspectives. They do inform how we come into conversations. If you're coming from a feminist perspective, you do want a woman to be able to be G.I. Jane. She can do anything. She can do the lug wrenches, what was that, the Rosie the Riveter? You know what I'm saying? So I mean, that's the whole mentality, and that's what is shaping a lot of the other side of the conversation. So it's not that, to the title of the show, everyone is right. From your perspective, that is right. From your perspective, if you're talking from a feminism or feminist leaning, yes, G.I. Joe would be a G.I. Jane would be a flattering depiction. You see what I'm saying? But to us, from the masculine frame, no. You know what I'm saying? We're like, no. That's why we're having these disagreements, because your perspective makes you right in your own eyes. And I put a Bible verse, Proverbs 21 and 2. Go ahead, AR. I'm gonna look that up real quick because I want to say that, but you go ahead and speak real quick.
Yeah, man. I think that Dawn says, hey, Arshawn and panel. Congratulations, bro. 60 subscribers. I didn't even know you're going live today at this time.
No, I wasn't, but I wanted to just get this off. I had some free time. I'm gonna be dealing with my nephew a little bit later, and my aunt. I'm gonna be watching my aunt, so I wanted to get this out while I cared about getting it out, because I know me and you were doing the thing Friday. I decided to not do the show Thursday because I want to watch you and the ladies panel on Thursday at 7. So I don't want to go live at 5 and try to rush, before 7.
Oh God. Okay. Now, are you joining that panel? Because it's not a ladies panel. It's men and women.
But you see, okay, public, private conversation going public. I don't like big panels. You like big panels. I don't like sitting for 30 minutes to an hour not talking. It's annoying. It's annoying. But I understand why you have to overbook, because cancellations. So you know what I'm saying? So it's hard for me to do the panels.
I get it, man. Yeah, at cancellations, man, it's that'd be kind of irritating. Like, really, this person to show up? And they don't want to keep up the idea.
Exactly.
But it's all good. I get it,
Yeah. But everybody, man, you invited me. I'm a watch. I'll be in the chat. I'll moderate, whatever. But yeah, I do want to. I want to view tonight, so I'm not doing a show today. I'll reschedule to tomorrow, but now I'm rescheduling again because I want to view tomorrow. Friday, me and you'll be doing noon, but then I'll be viewing at 5 o'clock with Hanifa, as long as she goes live. But that Bible verse I was talking about, where I said everyone is right, that's the title of the show. Proverbs 21:2 says, every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but the Lord pondereth the hearts, right? Every man thinks what he thinks is right. That's why I brought up that quote earlier. Don't believe what you think, because you already think you're right. AR thinks he's right. I think I'm right. Kareem Abdul thinks he's right. And to us, we are right, because our perspective is our reality. So we are in perfect alignment to our little orbit. But when I step out of that and I step into AR's world, what I think does not 100% apply. Now, some of the masculinity traits might flow. Like me and AR can go back and forth and don't take it personal, because that part of us is in alignment. We can joke and laugh and criticize or whatever and be cool. No problems. But he's more conservative. That part doesn't. His pro-Trump. I'll never be pro-Trump. Trump would have to come and give me my own personal stimulus of like a couple $100,000. Then I will put on a red hat so fast. Y'all, I will sell out politically. I do not care about the politics. I will shield for Trump. This will become a pro-Trump platform. It'll be where we go all across the banner. I promise you. Let Trump drop some dollars in my pocket. Go ahead, AR.
Well, you also got to understand that, some people have an actual father, and then some people, they have a father that is the opposite of heaven. You know, sometimes they belong to that. And when you vote, not for when you vote, see, the thing is that I think what people is that they don't like. I'm not gonna get deep into it. They don't like what Trump says, but they really can't name something that Trump has done that they don't like, and show the proof that he actually done it, right? Yeah. So I mean, like when Satan's your Satan's your daddy, a lot of the times you make the wrong choices of who you vote for, and I get it, you know. But I think even still, I think people do need to still come together and learn how to possibly get together. I think our goal is still the same overall. If you really sit down and have a conversation with someone, most people don't like Trump because it is Trump, right? But when we sit down, we talk about these policies and stuff that we want to happen in the community, it aligns together. I think a lot of people just prideful and don't want to admit, yeah, Democrats been stealing a lot of money. Democrats are extremely evil people. What's the other libertarian, independent? They're very evil individuals compared to Republicans and conservatives. But most of them pray to the black Tyrone. You know, they pray to Tyrone. You have to come over to the other side. Anyway, you know.
All right, so that's a perfect example of what I talked about at the beginning of the show. When I talked about inflammatory language, that shapes a narrative. Because like he says, he uses the word evil. That evokes a certain idea in your head. Evil that wants to bring harm. Well, according to AR, I'm evil. And libertarian, that means Mr. Rucker's evil. That makes almost everybody that AR actually interacts with an evil person, according to the way he talks. So that's what you have to unpack the language and phrases people use, because it also is their perspective. So to him, maybe it is evil. Like I can't say. You may say the way that we live our lives actually truly is evil. I've heard people say some small things are big to them, and I can't change that. But that's a truth. Like your perspective shapes your reality. So the way I live, the people that live in the hood, you know, like you said, the multiple babies with different parents and all that stuff, all that messiness. To some people, they may see that as evil because they may have a biblically aligned value set, where that is fornication, which is against God. And if you're not serving God, you're serving Satan, which is the embodiment of evil. You know what I'm saying? So people can actually, that perspective from a biblical perspective, or that certain value set, you see how that actually brings out evil, because if you're not serving God, you're serving the devil, according to the biblical value set. So truly, some people do believe that some of the things liberals and other people do that are progressive and allow people to be LGBT or whatever, let your flag fly, they say that's literal evil because it goes against the word of God. So that perspective creates your reality, which is how we have these different divisions, because our perspectives are divided. So, I mean, I don't think we can actually get over that, because if somebody actually thinks I'm evil, and some people might think I'm evil because of my skin. They might think I'm wrong because of my skin. So at that point, I can't ever get past that divide, which is what some of us have a problem with Trump. Some of the talk, and this is not necessarily Trump's fault, but it becomes his responsibility over time. If the things you say are aligned with people who want me as a black person not on this earth, and you continue those talking points and you say those things, because you're anti-black rhetoric, like those shithole countries that are the black ones.
Find me one article. See now, and I think
it's
that
on video. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, you can't find a video, but I think the thing is that I think a lot of it is that there's a lot of miscommunication, right? And once you get that, you got to, and also you got what countries you're talking about. You know, if you can find it, which I doubt it, but you gotta listen to the entirety. You can't listen to a little. Like, if you listen to me talking right now, you're gonna think, Arshawn's crazy to be dealing with AR. He don't like him. But you know, in reality, we're not. You know, I'm not quite like that completely. Like, I think you're perfectly fine. You're light skinned right here. The only issue is your top, your hair. The complexion of your hair is representing evil. You know, you gotta lighten your hair a little bit, Arshawn. You know, but yeah. You're mute.
I'm gonna have to go through some stuff because I just don't feel like trying to search on the fly. But man, I know what I heard. I know the things I saw. I know. Like, I see, and that's also part of it, the perspective. Sometimes somebody's perspective is so far off from your lived reality. And that's the problem Yella is having with these people, like he's talking to uppity Negroes. Some people's lived reality is so far away from ours that their perspective doesn't allow for my lived reality. So that is definitely like AR immediately said he dismissed everything I said. So what AR unintentionally did you just say I couldn't find it? Then you just not say those are your own words. You will not be able to find it on video.
The context that you're saying shithole countries as far as he being racist, you can't find.
Listen, here's the context. So if when you're talking about these countries in Africa, you use terms like shithole countries. But then when you're talking about European countries, you never say shithole countries. They're fleeing these shithole countries like Mexico and South America, Central America. They're fleeing Africa. So then the inference is that these places are shithole countries. What do they have in common? That these other poor, so it's not poverty because they're poor European nations and people flee from there. You know what I'm saying? When what was it? I can't remember the name of the country, but they had refugees pouring over here during Trump. And now Biden has people trying to pour over here from, I think, Ukraine and other stuff. But we're resettling all these people. Nobody calls them shitholes. But when these brown people places, they're shitholes. Again, murderers and rapists coming across the border. Were the bulk of the people murderers and rapists? Were the women and children murderers and rapists?
You can deny that they're not murderers and rapists?
The women and children are murderers and rapists?
A lot of them are. Okay.
See, and that's where... And I just have to. I can't change your perspective.
Well, I mean, I think that's a separate thing. But at the same time, a lot of the children that's being brought here are, I don't know, conservative liberal. I don't know if that's real but I think that what is a lot of children bringing, they don't even belong to those parents. They're being trafficked over here, you know. But I do believe a lot of them. Well, I personally, the border should be completely closed or come through the legal way. I think that I know for a fact that our people, blacks in urban communities, are the ones that suffer the most because these people come over here and they get the benefits. These people, they get the benefits first. They get the benefit. I don't care who it is. Haitians, Mexicans, Colombians, all them, whoever's not from here, Russians, whoever you want to name, they all get the benefits first. Before there's people who make $50,000 a year, Sean, and they're struggling, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, just because someone's working, just because two people in the household are working, they're struggling. And they don't receive nothing because you have these people who are complete in the Bronx. I don't think you understand. They're completely undocumented. They're lying about their age and everything, and they get welfare. Well, they get all these benefits that I think that we should be receiving. You know.
So you want a handout? Is that what I'm hearing?
I think send them to war. Put them to work. Something. You know.
Nah, my city has the second largest population of Somali immigrants, and we have a large Mexican American, Latin American influx as well. So I mean, I'm fully aware of the immigrant situation. I just know that the people who control the purse strings decide where the money flows. So I'm not going to blame the Mexicans or, like you said, the Haitians. I know the Haitians, they get pushed back out into the water. Like, I mean, half of them get, but you know, there's not a big welcome mat out for Haitians. I know you mentioned them.
Yeah, I don't welcome them either. I wouldn't. I would pull that mat flat out before they dirty it. Yeah, I don't blame them. I
see what I'm saying, man.
Yeah.
But to the point of the entire show was like people's perspective. Everybody's right in their own eyes. AR knows he's right. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm right. Yella knows he's right. Maybe. You know what he said in the chat. I know I'm right. Maybe. Most people are so convinced that they're right that they're not willing to budge or see the other perspectives. And that's like the divide AR was talking about, because I can only see some of what he's talking about. Some of it just makes no sense to me because my perspective hasn't opened up to it. There's a doctor I listen to, and he says the eyes can't see what the mind is not ready to understand. My mind is not ready to understand AR's reality when it comes to conservatism. So I can't even see the things as he sees them. My perspective, the things won't visualize in front of me. And me and AR are looking at the exact same world. We're looking at the same news. We're looking at the same people. But he sees things that I cannot see. I don't know if any of y'all have seen Westworld, where the robots would look at something from the human world, from outside of the theme park, and they'd be like, that doesn't look like anything to me. That's the thing that we're running into. Like, people of different belief structures, we can't see what the other person would be looking at something tangible and real and life-altering in their reality. And the person from the other thing, like AR said, you can't find that on video. That's not real. Well, my lived reality is real to me, but then somebody else will dismiss it. You know what I'm saying? So we're careless with the way we address each other. Like me and some other people, I don't take it like, I don't trip about it, but some people do. They immediately go into defense mode because they feel like they need to defend their reality. Some people do feel, going back to the Jada Will thing, some people do need to feel the need to stand up and address what somebody said about them. You said my reality isn't real. All the things that I've seen and lived for the last so many years, you're telling me were a lie or I'm a liar. So people feel the need to defend it, address it. A lot of these arguments stem from that mentality. So yeah, man, we have to unpack perspective because perspective shapes reality, and we're living in different ones, right? If we're beside each other sometimes. People in the same household can live in the same house, but our perspectives are so off and our realities are so off that our relationships break down because we can't recognize the things that the other person is seeing because we also don't give any effort to do so. So again, I mean, to the point of the show, I know I got a little off because that letter drove me crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you. That letter was so crazy that I really it bothered me. I would have been cool if it like one paragraph said one thing and the next paragraph said something different, because that would have just been incoherent, like he's babbling. But from one sentence to the next, you can't keep a cogent thought, man. It might be time to look into grandpa, man.
Let me ask you, Sean. So what are these ladies saying, right? We got people like OG Patrice. Her thought process is many of them, right, that think that way. So according to, they want us to protect them, but at the same time, they're verbally saying, and I think I had an incident on my show like that. The woman would say something, but then she'll say she did another. So we know they want us to protect them, but they're saying he could have handled it a different, or he could have sat there, whatever, right?
Right.
So what do you suggest us men to do?
Oh, me?
Yeah, since they're saying in general, since they're saying that Will Smith shouldn't have protected her. No. She should have protected herself. What should we do?
Here's my thing. Like, you've heard me talk about, a few people have heard me talk about men. I don't like to tell women what they should do. Like, I don't think people should talk across class groups, because, like, back to my perspective thing, perspective shapes reality. Our perspectives are so different from men to women or from white to black. Some things are so incongruent that we can't have conversations because our lived realities are seen so differently. Like what we're talking about. Women see the way the men should operate so differently than the way men see it. So first of all, we don't really listen, and I don't mean this disrespectfully. We don't listen to what the women say to inform our choices. What we do is we help it broaden our perspective. So that's the first thing. What women are saying, we're like, that's interesting. Let me think about it. Then you do consideration. You consider what's best for you yourself. Like I don't let women determine how I should protect them. Exactly. So, but you consider what they say, because women do like to be heard and to be validated. Listen, understand, validate, love women. All right. Listen, understand, validate. Save one. I'm not even gonna play the video right now. So when you listen, understand, validate, sometimes they have something that's very useful to what you're saying. To what you're trying to do. Sometimes what they're saying is just to express, and it's your job to know what the difference is. So that's the first step. Understand it. I want to couch that completely, that what the women are saying, we have to couch that a specific way. Now, as men, you need to know what your standards are, what your outcomes that you're driving towards are, what direction you're heading, what your purpose is, you need to be firm in yourself, so that when these occasions pop up, there's an event like Chris Rock throwing a joke at your wife, you know exactly how you want to address things like that. You've already rehearsed it in your head. If this kind of thing happens, because men, we're supposed to disaster plan. You're supposed to have a plan for your family in case of emergency. Excuse me, not just financially, but a lot of people, like you'll see in other communities, disaster prepping. If your children are at school, do they know where to go if all heck should break loose? You know what I'm saying? If the school shut down, there's a bomb going off, there's nuclear war. Where do your children go if they need to leave school? Are they supposed to hunker down there and you'll come get them? Should they go to auntie's house? Men are supposed to prepare and create a structure and provide that structure. So the man should know how he's going to respond. Now, how that response is, that's up to the individual man. The micro is you need to make your choices for your outcomes, for your desired outcomes. I would not have gone up on stage and slapped him. I would have had a conversation, or I would have said something on stage, or maybe just stood up like, hey, you know what I'm saying? But not on that joke. That joke wasn't, that wouldn't have been the joke that got me. But if I felt the need to address it, I would have did the math in the moment. Like, man, is this something I need to address right now? Is this something I need to address later? Is this a joke that's one of the writers wrote? Or is this a personal joke because he said something else about my wife? So the man in the moment has to do the math. And which one does it serve my outcome? I'm a utilitarian. So I believe what has the most utility? What is most useful in this moment? Is it slapping him? Is it talking to him? Is it going up and taking the mic? Is it me taking me and my wife and leaving? Like, you have multiple choices. Life is a multiple choice test. If you ever only see two choices, you're not looking hard enough, or you need to wipe your eyes clean. So, man, definitely, I think that's what men should do. Do the math for yourself. Don't let other people do your math. Don't let other people determine what you value. Life is like it's like a choice tree or a triage. You have to set your priorities. What's most important in this moment, in the next year, in the next 5 years, and you have to adjust that accordingly. Like, even if you see it in this channel, I'm restructuring day to day how I'm operating based on what's important to me in the moment. Like, I'm not going live tonight because there's somebody I want to watch. So I'm saying, so I made a values judgment. I'm like, man, a priority for me is seeing this quality content instead of me streaming and giving out something that I feel is like, hit or miss. See what I'm saying? So you have to do your own math. What's best for you? And that's how I think men should operate. But since you brought up the women, I did want to push back on JP's point. I don't know if she's listening, but this is not a shot at JP, but she had mentioned caping. And see, that word caping, it to me is specific. That means you're going above and beyond for somebody that does not need it. You know what I'm saying? Let's not forget the Chris Crew wake up and he could. He has choices too. That's the other thing. As men, both men involved have choices. Like they keep saying that the slap took away women's agency, it diminished women. Well, them saying that is in turn then diminishing men. That the men shouldn't have any choices. Will should have done this. Well, why are you diminishing Will in that moment, or Chris Rock? But to the point I was going to, let me steer back to that point. Greetings, OG Patrice. I tried to go over that letter, but I couldn't get through it. OG. Couldn't get through it. I got triggered. But caping versus advocacy, because JP talked about we were caping for women, caping for random women, things like that. I don't see it's all as caping. I don't think what Will was doing was caping. That's almost what Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is saying. Why are you caping? She didn't need that. You stepping up for her diminished her as a woman. So that's what he's saying is caping. I see it differently. I see what some of us are doing and what Will did as advocacy. I'm stepping up for someone who may or may not have had a voice in that moment. Because again, neither of them had a microphone. Only Chris had a microphone. So him stepping up was, not, in my mind, not caping. Like that she didn't have any agency. Nobody had any agency because only Chris had the microphone. So he had to step forward to advocate on behalf of whatever his belief structure was. Whatever. And this all may be, this whole situation may be fabricated. But I'm treating it as if it's real for the purpose of conversation. I just want to couch that there. But man, he definitely could have done something different. They all have choices. They all have agency. But that's what I said. They saying caping for his wife. But I don't think that's caping. Caping in my mind is when somebody could do their own work, but they're not doing it. You're stepping in to save somebody that put themselves in a bad position. That's typically the dynamic of how I see and understand caping. A woman puts herself in a bad position and you step in to save the day. But
like these baby mamas.
See, there we go. But advocacy typically is somebody in a situation that does not have a voice. And I know, yes, he hollered across the room, OG Patrice, and he ended up doing that. And again, when I gave my perspective, I say I would have started there. I would have just gave voice to my complaint. So I believe in the escalation techniques. So if you start, like level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, I wouldn't have started with a slap. My first thing would have been verbal. Like I even did the, just real quick, like even here, I did the little levels. You drink, interruption. Then you get a timeout. and then you're out. I believe in escalation. I believe in a chain of escalation because you don't want to start on 10. But you know what I'm saying? Because then you got to come down, like progress. So that's my principle. I believe that's part of my standards and my values is proper escalation techniques.
Arshawn, have you ever seen online or whatever a woman that a man's about to fight or getting upset, and the woman come in front of him, try to actually physically, she tries to stop him and calm him down?
I have seen that, and I get why that happens though, because again, in real life, these men getting to these, like Will Smith and Chris Rock, that happened on the Oscar stage. It kind of went civilly. That's not real life. You know, everybody can't do what Will did. Like you said, most people wouldn't have said what Chris Rock said to you in person, and most people wouldn't have done what Chris Rock did to you.
No, most people want to say what Sir Hell said to me in person.
Not even. That's what I'm saying. None of the stuff that happens online or in these, we take things that are in these bubbles. Well, like internet is a bubble where people have anonymity. I can't reach out and touch you. Then you got like the Oscar space. That's a curated group of people that have a certain set of things. They have a high value net worth. They got a lot to lose, but they also have lawyers probably on retainer. They have bookkeepers. Like they have a whole different ecosystem than we live in, and the internet has a whole different ecosystem where we live in. But then when we come in person, the reality sets in. Like the ramifications to our decisions is very real. If you blow through a red light in front of a cop, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna woo woo. You're gonna get lit up. If you're walking down the street as a black man in New York and NYPD pulls up on you and you know you ain't done nothing, you know you might be getting ready to have a bad day, but you just don't know how bad. Because the reality is, if a couple dudes, like you talk about these bastards, if a couple dudes on hoodies come running up to you, you don't know if they're trying to return your wallet. Your mind's never going to be, they're coming to return my wallet. Your mind's going to be like, man, I'm about to get mugged. And you're probably going to try to protect your wallet.
Yeah.
You feel me? I'm saying, but our minds go places, but it's couched in reality. So the women will jump in front to defend because they know that the escalation in black men's worlds typically goes to a bad place. It either violence or police, prison or death. That's the ultimate outcome.
But now Jada Pinkett she sat down, right? I honestly believe, I don't know this woman, I don't know, but I honestly believe if she thought Will Smith lost control, she would have got up to protect his image, to stop him from him doing what, when I say protect his image, she has spoken that she's concerned about him protecting his image. Mm-hmm. When they decided to do the red table, okay, Will Smith was fully, I believe they fully aware, oh shit, people are gonna get to know the real Will Smith family. So there's nothing that Jada Pinkett has done that disrespected Will Smith. She's and you know, and this is the thing what I was saying about Trump and so forth. Jada Pinkett has never said Will Smith is bad in bed. See, people took the red table talk and they twisted. She's never said that his sexual. She never mentioned anything to do with. She was speaking about men having sexual issues over time, but she never said her and her man or Will Smith. So I did it again, Will. So I think the fact that Jada Pinkett didn't get up and stop Will Smith, or when Will Smith coming back, you didn't see her standing. I think she knew he was fully in control of us because she knows him. He was, you know, he wasn't acting all crazy. He didn't yell from his seat at first because he didn't want to warn him he was coming. He didn't want to warn him, so he got up, he slapped him, sat down. Because guess what? Now you know. So now I can express because now you got the business. You know.
All right, now let me speak to that real quick. Like, I mean, you're baking in a lot of assumptions, and again, that's also from your perspective. You're assuming that she knows him well enough to know certain things. But if you followed their conversations, he's also talked about how he did so many things wrong because he was trying to be a people pleaser, and it never resonated with her. Like he built her this big old palatial estate for her 40th birthday, and she was miserable on her 40th birthday. She's crying because she wasn't getting the love the way she needed to receive it, because the way he was giving it. Like I talked about, these perspectives shape our reality. Their realities were so dissimilar. Even in the marriage, they were so dissimilar that his love wasn't reaching her heart. You see what I'm saying? And they weren't getting what they needed from each other. So we have to understand that we don't know what they knew about each other because they've expressed that 10, 20 years into the marriage, they still hadn't found each other's languages. They've committed to the marriage in spite of not having it all figured out.
Love languages keep you single. That's probably why they're going through what they're going through. Love languages is the devil. It's evil. It doesn't work in relationships. Fuck that. But I do believe they do know each other as far as when someone's upset or when they're public setting, how to handle, at least in the public, right? I do believe that, you know. So I do believe they've been together for quite some time, you know.
Yeah, but they were together for quite some time. When they talked about, they didn't. That's what I'm saying. You're trying, and a lot of people do this. I just want to correct you real quick. Like, not correct you. I just want to give a different perspective. Yeah. A lot of people do this. We assume that people know certain things about each other or have progressed to a certain point. The reason so many relationships fail is because we make those type of assumptions. If they themselves have told you that we spent 20 years together and still didn't even know each other, it's not even feasible for you to tell me, well, they spent another 10 and they should know. That you should know thing is something we complain about women saying they should have read you should know, you should read our mind. It's not fair to put that on them because they themselves have said they failed at knowing each other. So then you coming behind and saying, well, they should have known each other when they said, well, we didn't know each other. It's an assumption. I don't think it's fair to make. You can make it, but it's not. I don't think it's fair.
But I do think it's fair because I think they at least, I understand what you're saying, but concerned with them, I think they at least know each other, how they behave in public. Maybe not in their personal, because they do a lot of PR firm, but OG Patrice, I'm sorry. She said, words in a joke do not advocate for putting your hands on someone. Okay, that's the way you live your life. But when it comes to certain with men, if I'm in front of Arshawn, I'm not going to go to certain jokes with Arshawn because I know Arshawn's probably going to say, listen, wow, AR can fight, but maybe that bottle across his fucking head will stop him from talking to him like that. He may reach over and grab the bottle and hit me. So I know that. So even truth, I won't speak the truth in person a certain way because guess what? I don't want those fucking problems. So I'm going to be very polite in the way I say things with truth. If you make a joke with me, maybe I'll let it fly. Maybe if I know there's no cameras around, maybe I'll stab the shit out of you. You don't really know. Listen, there's some really intelligent people in this world. Very intelligent, very intellectual. I'm not one. I'm stupid. So you have to treat me like I'm stupid or you may get fucked up depending on the words you say. Shit, I fucked someone up over stepping my sneakers. I'm like we gotta stop pretending like this stuff doesn't exist. You gotta watch your mouth. To this day, I cannot go to my mom and say FUB. I still can't say this. Oh, mom, that was just a joke. I still can't say that to my mom today. Yeah. And that's fine with Patrice, but you gotta understand this man, it's you gotta judge. You could judge Jada Pinkett and say, why Jada Pinkett didn't do that? But you can't say what Will Smith did because
wait a minute. But you're contradicting. No, wait. Now you said, now you're up here telling Jada Pinkett what she should have done. She should have stepped up in front of Will, or she should have been waiting for him when he got back. But then you're saying that Patrice can't say what Will should have done.
No, but what I was saying is that I said Jada Pinkett didn't do that because she knew Will Smith was in control. I didn't say what she did was right or wrong.
Okay,
I'm just pointing out the fact that she did that. Yeah, and now of course why would you joke like that to your mom anyway? But it doesn't matter why I'm joking like that. The fact that I'm joking like that, it can't be. She's gonna have a reaction to remind me that she's from Brooklyn. Even at her age, she's still gonna do that. So what I'm trying to tell you is that, okay, Patrice, you let me know. Can I joke? So if you have a husband, in front of your husband, can I say something about you? Very derogatory, very, whatever. I'm not gonna say because I have respect to you. Do you think like what? Yeah, I'm not gonna fucking I ain't gonna run my mouth like that, man. Now, truth online, bro, you ain't shit. All right, so I can say it online because I ain't seen you. But now, truth, if you was in person, I would have a lot more mannerism. I would be like, so would you like some tea? Oh, wait, is it click your toes?
Yeah, click your toes, AR. Click your toes, AR. Click your toes, mate. Bro.
I was talking about foul charge. Listen, man, y'all gotta stop being like little bitches, man. That's probably Will Smith's first offense, man. We get out quick. Stop. Y'all gotta stop acting like very soft, man.
Oh, no. Do me a favor. Like, reel it in a little bit. Because that was a young lady in the chat that said that. So when you say it, it's implied that you said y'all gotta stop acting like little bitches. I just wanna, I do Kate.
I thought Simpson was a man. I apologize. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay. No, because Don said something about filing charges, and
I got that wrong. I thought it was Simpson.
Yeah. He did say something about laws, but even still, we don't come for the chat. Like, so don't Sir Hail the chat. the same way they did you.
Absolutely. So I was wrong. I apologize. Yeah, no. I think I was speaking in a general sense. I'm acting like in general sense.
Yeah, I know. I mean, but it was in response to something here. So I don't want us to hell the chat, man.
No, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I gotta protect my chat, man, because I got done dirty in the chat. So I'm like, I gotta make sure that don't happen to my people, man. Yeah. So man, I'm gonna look out for y'all because we all trolls, man. We all trolls. But yeah, man.
Who say he's on his way?
Yeah, man. He said, I'm a real knuckle. Oh, man, the law. Yeah, y'all are so funny. I love it, though. But, man, I think a lot of the stuff you said, though, has really opened up the conversation I dropped because I saw the letter. Like the truth about perspective and how it shapes reality and how our realities are overlapping and conflicting. And even inside ourselves, man, the people that are like most confused are the people where their internal realities are at war with each other. Like Kareem had that feminist perspective, and he had either the pro-black or that respectability politics perspective. Like if you have too many perspectives and you're operating off of them, they'll conflict. You have to, like Truth talks about this, like being an authentic man, you have to establish a set way. Your values, your beliefs, your standards. You have to firm those up in a way where you're not going slap them. AR. Sick of you running your mouth, man. But yeah, man, you have to be able to separate yourself from the masses by establishing a code for yourself. And that's what a lot of people have not done the work to do. And man, I really think that that's what's happening in these spaces because we don't even recognize the different realities that we're living in, like men and women. And we keep trying to tell everybody to align, but we're playing God. We're telling them to align with us. You need to adopt my perspective. What we need is a shared perspective where we have our own, but we can understand the other one. That's why I really want to foster on this channel, man, like an understanding, like we can understand. Like I see women, I see what they're saying about men, and I see what men are saying about women, and they're right. Everyone is right from their perspective. The perspective that's shaped by your values, your beliefs, your experiences. AR is totally right. I know he is. If you're AR, he's not right for me. If AR was in me, I'm jumping off the top floor. No, no, I can't do it, man. I can't, like some of the conservative stuff I don't agree with, can't roll with, man. Definitely appreciate you, bro. But I understand. I've learned to listen and to understand. And that's what a lot of people have to learn to do.
I would like for you to name one liberal thing that you agree with.
Oh, see, me being anti-conservative. See, that's another assumption. Me being anti-conservative does not mean I'm pro-liberal. What I am is pro-me. So any policy that promotes what I believe in, I'm for. I don't care who proposes it. You can come up when Kanye was talking about the birthday party. If he was like, man, I'm gonna give Rashawn $1 million and nobody else, I would have took it. I would have voted for that. You see what I'm saying? So I vote for my self-interest. I don't vote based on party affiliation. That's my thing.
And one thing I want to say is that I hope while my wife is outside, if we have a man that's disrespecting her, I hope and pray that another man will step up in defense of her. I really, even if it's she's sitting on a train, oh, look at your fucking shoes, bitch, blah, blah, blah. I really hope that another man would intervene and make sure that she's being protected. I hope so. Not many men that would do that because they have no connection with her. But I really hope that men will continue to protect them because they need. Listen, ladies are being attacked, man. The elderly and ladies are being attacked. I really hope that we're still, in that mindset, protect them. The ones that don't want protection, hopefully I remember that. And if I see you, I will let anyway. But I hope we can continue to protect each other.
Hey, and that's something we need to. If Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and there are a few women, I think more men are saying this honestly, that it diminishes women for a man to step up for his wife. Like, do women really want to? Like, if they're being verbally assaulted, there's no physical threat. They're being verbally assaulted. Do you honestly? If there's a woman in the chat, Dawn OG, if somebody's online and you're on a panel and somebody's saying something about you verbally, would you prefer, and for you specifically, would you prefer for us to allow you to engage them? Or like if we're in the same space with you, would you want us to speak up on your behalf? Like, so are we diminishing you in the moment if we speak up on your behalf? Or again, would you want us to fall back Again, if it's a safe space, you're physically safe. Do you want us to speak up for your behalf if it's a verbal attack? Like, just throw that in the chat if you can.
Yeah, if I would allow that, Arshawn, you know it'll be crazy on my panel. You know the men are ready to jump on there. And you know when women come on, what the first thing I say, Arshawn, wait, hold on. Before you speak, when the women speak, don't even challenge their thoughts. Because I want to avoid the conflict, right?
Yeah, I get it. And I've seen it go wrong so many times. I really think we need. I'm on the truth train a lot. We need to establish codes for ourselves. Because the truth in the Bible and Christianity, it's already a prescribed preset. You don't have to develop the code because it's already built in. That's the shortcut. But we as individuals, we need to have healthy codes, man. We got to do better than we're doing. Because the chaos in the streets is because of the chaos in us. So if we don't fix us, we don't fix the streets. You know what I'm saying? Like that. I heard this analogy, man, or I thought of it. I don't even know anymore, man. There's too many thoughts in my head. Sorry, y'all. The river and the riverbank, right? The riverbank is shaped by the river. The river cuts and shapes the riverbank. But all the water that comes through that riverbank is funneled and directed by the riverbank that the water that came before it shaped. So there's a symbiotic relationship between us and our environment. We can't separate the two. The river flows where the riverbank directs it, but the riverbank is shaped by the river itself. So you know what I'm saying? The world, we are the algorithm, in another way of saying it. We set the temperature and the tone of everything that happens in this world. So if we're out of alignment, the world's going to be out of alignment. And if the world's out of alignment, all the new people that come into the world will come in and get maladjusted. That's what we're seeing. That's why the youth are out of control, because the rest of us have cut a bad path. The rest of the river, the paths, the older G's and the ARs and the me's and the Broclarises and the Kings and all these people, we've cut a bad path for the river to follow. And now the river's out of control and we're wondering why. So we have to do some proactive, directed steps to re-guide that river to where it needs to go, to whatever the outlet is. Because right now that river is about to flood. It's about to run through some towns, man. People about to get run over. AR is always complaining about how these young folks is running wild in the streets, man. We gotta tame the river, man. But we gotta tame us to do that. What you looking at, boy?
I think what I'm gonna start doing is that anytime I want to piss you off, I'm just gonna read his letter. Whenever you get like the 5-minute mark,
man, you only gotta read 2 lines because everything was the same. It was like, man, you are making women less than by stepping up for them. But if someone does this, step up for them. Like my guy, man. Look, man, don't do that. I don't care what women talk about in that manner. I'm not watching no man take shots at women over and over. I'm out or I'm doing something about it. I'm not watching. Yeah, and that's why I wanted to see. I haven't seen Don or OG respond, but I would like to know from a woman what they would want us men to do. And again, a safe physical space, but they're being verbally attacked. Would they want us to say something? That river is following emotional ideas. Hey, man, it's the river of life, man. Emotions are part of life. Can't cut yourself off from them. Because, hey, here's a concept, man. You may not accept this because it may be too foreign from your perspective. But actually, you honestly can't make a decision without emotion, because emotion governs choice. You can't feel like one thing is more valuable to me or one thing is more important to me. Like you have to have a feeling. Like if I need water or I need a pair of shoes, you have to feel that one of them is more important. There has to be an urge. Like, man, one is more important to my survival. That's a feeling. One has to resonate more deeply with your need for survival. So, with that being said, all your choices. With that being said, I hate that. I get you. Emotionally based. Yeah, emotionally, it can't. Yeah, being completely on emotion with no logic or reason. Yeah, I completely agree with you. Reasoning and emotion need to be married, but balanced. Because if you're all logic, you divorce yourself from humanity most times. And if you're all emotion, man, you forget, you don't have any structure. You lose reason. So, man, I agree with you there. What you got, AR, before we close out, man?
It's really important for men to understand, man. You gotta, you are the leader, and you just gotta do, that's why I think it's important to be around other good men. We have our Sunday minutes because we gotta the way we reaffirm ourselves from God, of course, but we need other good men to say, listen, man, I know that was what you did wasn't bad, but bro, you could have definitely avoided that shit. You could have avoided it. You could have avoided it. And because women are saying one thing, women are saying, I know OG Patrice how she feels, but she feels one way, but she knows if a man is standing right in front of her saying, hey, listen, B, blah, 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 you look like blah, 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 blah. Her man just say, hey, excuse me, mate. That's not how you speak to a young lady. She gonna be like, what the fuck, nigga? She gonna be like, yo, what the fuck? You're a pussy. That's what she probably gonna say those words because she thinks differently, but she gonna be like, God damn, you're not gonna offend me? What if I would slap the shit out of you, B? What if I slap the shit out of you? And he's talking to you like that, but it's a joke. And her man's gonna be like, well, speak up. Stand up for yourself. But if he assaults you, I'll defend you. We gotta, maybe they just do what they need to do,
And see, I want to point out, and this is what I mean by people's experience shapes their perspective, and the perspective shapes their reality. She actually may not respond the way you think she would, because you're speaking from a practical nature, but sometimes people's lived experience overrides their practicality because they've seen it go wrong. So she's seen somebody lose their life defending a woman. So she may choose to never put a man in that position to lose their life over her. You know what I'm saying? So this is what I mean by perspective and reality being linked, because your experience, like her riverbank shaped her river, and her river may be flowing in a totally different way than you expected based on what you're looking at. So, I mean, that's exactly what I'm talking about. She's seen somebody shot and killed over that. So, I mean, she may be like, I don't want anybody in that situation.
Yeah, but listen, OG Patrice, we're speaking about our wives. I don't think, like, if I get shot over my wife because someone's out of term, okay, cool. I have to accept that. If I have to stab a motherfucker because I'm defending my wife, someone that you can't speak, like, you can't speak out of term. And this is not no hood shit. This is just real life. You cannot speak like that in the presence of another man. You can't. And if you do, maybe I'll be the bigger man and say, you know what, bro? No problem, babe. Let's go. Maybe because he's too far away. And I say, okay, if I were to say something, he's too far away. He could pull out a gun on me. But if he's in close proximity, if he's that close to me, I'm probably gonna do something, or I'll probably walk away. It really just depends. But either way, I know I'm gonna react to something, and I expect my wife to shut the up and let me do what I have to do.
Yeah, and I agree with the ladies out there. I don't think women should have men to move, but I know you guys have. Again, I was asking for your individual preferences. You can't say how we should respond, but again, like I said, us men, we have to do our own math on each situation. But it is important that we understand your perspective. Understanding is, again, one of the points of my channel. I want to understand everybody's perspective. I may not agree with all of them, but I definitely want to understand. So definitely, man, I'm trying to get these. Sorry, man, my fault. It's about that time for me to go get my nephew. So we are getting ready to roll out in any moment, y'all. Any closing words? What do you have going on tonight, tomorrow night? What's going on with you, Claire?
Last I'm gonna say, listen, OG, you have to. I know you gotta go, so I'm not gonna keep going. You understand? It's not about the way the joke is made. You have to. Men need to know. Listen, I don't even like when men say fucking hi to my wife. I don't even like that shit. Say hi, like even the hi. That's it. Like yo, that's it. Don't even say hi. Just say hi. Just put the H in there. But we gotta learn how, you gotta leave people's wives alone. I don't understand. It doesn't matter if the joke is a big joke or it's a small joke. G.I. Jane is an ugly motherfucker, okay? She did not look good in the movie. Demi Moore, which is actually the ex-wife of Bruce Willis, that thing that happened with him today. So she had short hair and she looked like a dyke. Comparing her, it's like saying my wife looked like fucking Shaka Zulu or one of those African fucks that's half naked. I'm gonna be offended by it. That's not so yeah.
Yeah, for real,
but
man.
I got going. I ain't got shit going. I don't work. I don't do nothing. I'm just being black as a motherfucker.
You a lie.
Wait.
You a lie. You a dirty lie. You a filthy lie. And and people like you that lie all the time, Man, oh, that gets on my nerves so much. That's why they should have never.
They should have never gave you niggas money. You don't know how to appreciate shit.
Oh, that's what
appreciate
I'm
nothing.
Listen,
Go ahead.
Hey, listen. Us as content creators, we gotta get used to when events like this happen. Go on Teespring and create a cup. You don't have to do t-shirts. Create a cup. Go on Canva and create something like that. Make sure the images are not copyrighted. That's the only thing you gotta do. You know.
Gotcha. And Yella, I appreciate you, but I will not be there tonight. I got to take somebody to the airport at 4 a.m. I will not be there. Well, you know what? I might be there and just stay up all night because I can't. I need sleep. I need. Yeah,
what if you pull up and someone reads a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar letter?
Here's the problem. It's not going to trip me out like that. It's if I hear the ideas back. I promise you, I could listen to what he said. If he would have took out every other sentence, his letter would have made sense. Every other sentence, like that way, it would have either been a feminist letter or a respectability politics letter.
It's like the devil is here,
man.
Like Kareem letter is like right here with you.
It was so annoying, man. Oh my god, it was so annoying. Hey, look, he shouldn't have slapped him, but if he touched her, he should have slapped him. Like, you make a woman small, but you should have did it if he did this. Like. I can understand it, but there's no excuse for it. I'm like, come on, man.
Yella's on YouTube. He goes live on YouTube.
Yeah, Yella is on YouTube and on Yella is on YouTube and on Twitch. Hold up. Matter of fact, since you said it, I'm gonna look it up. Give me a second. I'm gonna do the appropriate moderator thing. Oh, he already dropped it. Oh,
yeah.
I need to do no work, man.
That new lady that's going for what's that thing called? Going for Supreme Court. She's the devil. Listen, she sticks up.
Oh yeah, you did say that. Go ahead, my fault.
Yeah, she sticks up for pedophilia. Yeah, she do not want to give these pedophiles a longer sentence. Every pedophile with all her cases, she reduced their sentence.
Now listen, I cannot verify those claims. I have not done any of the research. The views and opinions of this dude over here are his own and not that of Critically Drinking or Rashawn. So he is on his own on that island. I don't know anything about it. I'm not going to take the word of a tweet for it. I don't care. Get your tweets out of here.
All right, I know you're going to close me out, right? So New York City can now accept doulas, right? For free.
Okay.
Only people that can accept doulas are people that make under $30,000 a month. The people who shouldn't be having these bastards are going to qualify for free doulas. People who make over $31,000, which are most two people working household, and then if you have your teenager working, don't qualify for it. But this is the best channel. This is the best show on YouTube, man. Sean, thank you for the great stream, man. Nah, it's dope. It's dope. It makes you, get your thoughts.
Yeah, man. Because I promise you, man. I've been trying. I don't have, the Bible says a man is without honor in his own town and his own home. Like my family won't listen to me. Like even if I don't have the same problems they have, like man, I don't understand how you can get along with so and so. Well, I can tell you how to get along with so and so. Nah, I think I'd rather just keep fighting every time we have a family event. Like you idiot. Like I'm trying to if we learn to think, like if we think better, like as a man thinketh, so is he. Like if you think better, real quick, last little college prep stuff. Your thoughts, your emotions, and your behaviors are all linked. So, like there's three aspects of psychology. There's cognitive, there's affective, which is your emotions, and then there's behavioral. So what you can do is you can make changes in the other two through the one. So let's say you're feeling sad, right? You can do things that a happy person would do, like go work out or something, or go play with puppies, and your mood will change. Like your mood doesn't create the other two. Like you can start a principle on one and it'll affect the other two. Or you can start thinking positive thoughts. The power of positive thinking. You can start thinking, the Bible says, think on these things, whatever is good and true and beautiful and all this. I mean, there's a whole thing. Truth knows the verses. I don't know the verses. Truth is way better at that. But if you start thinking about positive things or things that you enjoy, things that are beautiful, things that were happy from your childhood or the last good meal, you'll start to feel better. And when you're feeling better, you'll do things better. You know what I'm saying? So they're all linked and they all influence each other. The same way people influence each other and the environment influences people. All this stuff is connected. Like everything we do, it's all connected. And I want to help clarify. I can't clarify AR screen, but I do want to clarify some of the concepts and ideas that we have gone astray on, because I think if we thought better, we could do better. And a doula, if I'm not mistaken, is some sort of a midwife who helps childbirthing. Specifically, she's not like a doctor or a nurse, but she is experienced in helping birth children in a natural and holistic way, if I'm not mistaken. So tonight, Yella, what time are you coming out? 10:30 Central? 11:30 Central? I know you got a type, and you probably at work. My fault, bro. He's still
I don't
clear.
know why my camera unfocused like that. No.
Because you.
Gad, insult me, Gad. No, Gad, insult me, right? Insult me.
I was just gonna say, man, you got the lights up, man. You can't, you're so light, you can't be seen when you got to darken it. When it's dark in there, we can see you. You got to put it dark in there. Yeah, see, now it's clear. Nah, I'm messing. But yeah, man. So I know AR, even though he said he doesn't have anything going on, everybody, he has a stream going on tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern time on Womanisphere versus Manosphere. It is his ladies panel. Hopefully he will listen to me and take it easy on the women and come up with pleasant, helpful, holistic topics instead of asking them about BBLs.
They gotta get it, man. They're doing.
See, there you go, man.
They're doing a lot of trash behavior. Man. So we gotta.
Hey, man, you gotta rebrand it. You're not AR. It's Arico. Arico.
Arico.
Yeah, man. That's funny. But yeah, man. But AR does have that. And again, come back over here Friday at noon or catch the replay. I'll be doing a one-on-one conversation with AR, picking his brain, finding out why he has an OnlyFans. Not his wife. He has an OnlyFans. So we'll definitely be trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
You saying that I might not be able to make it on Friday. I might be like Chris Rock, right? I might be slapped up.
Yeah, hey, if you don't show up, you're gonna get slapped. But yeah, everybody, man, I want to thank you for coming out and spending a little time with your boy. Thank you, AR. Thank you, Yella, for pulling up. Everybody in the chat, man, for keeping it rocking. I appreciate all the feedback, pushback, questions, all of the above, man. Definitely appreciate you. But I want you all to have a good rest of your day. Please check out Yella tonight, 10:30, 11:30 Central Time. But again, he's on Twitch and YouTube. His link is in the chat. Please, at 6 p.m. tonight, go check out my Aunt Speaks, where she's having a conversation with Hanifa Naila and another young lady whose name I did not retain. Forgive me for that. And again, AR tomorrow, 7 p.m. I'm not coming on tomorrow. I'll be on Friday at noon and Monday for the main show. Monday's going to be a case of the Mondays, man. I'm always going to have a case of the Mondays. Mondays is going to be my mainstay. I'm going to for sure do everything I can and commit to Mondays for sure. Everything else is I'm juggling, y'all. I'm restructuring and juggling. But I'm Mondays. I want to commit. That way y'all know for sure where I'm going to be on Mondays. Anything else is going to be up in the air in them streets. All right, y'all. Peace.